We live on video right now?
Everything. Okay. Would one of you be okay? Are we live?
I don't
we're
know.
Live.
Are we live?
All right, we're gonna do the intro now.
Yeah, Lauren said yes.
Welcome to the Split Line Off-Road Podcast.
Are you ready to go GNCC racing? Fans running to the fences, side by side. Forge gets a better line. Oh boy, we got wheel to wheel right here, string. Oh, and Stu Baylor right behind him. Russell gonna try to dive bomb down to the inside. No, can't get the line he wants. Duval is in control. We open back up. Here comes Neil once again. He's going for the pass. Oh, the bumping going on.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Split Line Off-Road Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Rodney Cooper, and with me today, as always,
Brandon Water here, guys. What is up?
and today we have our very first ever in-studio guest. Welcome to the show, RJ Brandenburg.
Yeah, thanks guys for having me. It's going to be a blast.
Oh, yeah.
You guys might recognize RJ's voice. RJ's been on the show several times. He is a moto expert.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Just love motorcycles. Anything motorcycles I love.
RJ
Right.
is from RG Motorsports and RG's Almost Heaven Harley.
Great.
For those of you that don't know. So welcome to the show. We're excited. First ever guest. Nobody can take that away from you from this point on. So we're also going to be joined today by Mikey Waynes. Once again, we're going to be doing our bike preview show for the GNCC. We're excited to get ready and get going with this, Brandon. It's been a long week. As you guys can see, the studio is coming along.
Yeah, we
You're
got
going to see progress
walls.
each and every week. We got walls, we got insulation, we got heat. We're in T-shirts.
right besides RJ.
If it's it's a good day.
It's a little cold over there.
It's a good day. We're excited about it. We got a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all set. So before we get the show started, we have to thank our awesome sponsors. As always, Guts Racing, best seat covers in the business. Seat foam, seat cover, anything you need to do with your seat, they got you covered. They were started in California in 1985? Yeah, 1985. Best, like I said, best seat covers in the business.
Yep.
Style, performance. If you don't believe me, ask people like Thad Duvall, Joel Hetrick. Those guys know what's up. And we should be getting ready to give some seat covers away here pretty soon.
Yeah, it's getting close.
It's getting close to
Getting real
season.
close.
You guys know what's up,
Be
how
ready
that game
for it.
works.
Be
Yep.
ready for it.
We also got to thank Seal Savers. Seal Savers has been around quite a while as well. They originated in California as well. Those guys are the best when it comes to fork seal protection, coil protection, and anything mountain bike, truck. UTV. We know you guys are hard on those UTVs. You guys buy them from RG Honda and then go destroy them.
Yeah, that's true.
So protect those seals, protect your forks, and they'll thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And as
Save.
always, save 25% by using the discount code capital S Split Line and save 25% on their already pretty affordable products.
Right.
And as well as Sunstar chains and sprockets, or sprockets and chains, I should
Right.
say, you can save 30% by using the discount code SPLITLINE 30.
Right.
Best chains and sprockets in the game. I
Oh,
don't even
yeah.
have to tell you guys that.
I'll be repping all three sponsors this weekend.
Exactly. Where are you going this weekend again?
Going to the Full Fast Sprint Enduro. Full gas
Nice.
Sprint Enduro, sorry. Full gas Sprint Enduro this weekend down in Lindenberg,
Sweet.
North Carolina.
Sweet. You and who's all going?
My family. So me, Colton, and Lauren, and then Jonathan and his girlfriend, Sydney.
Very good.
So, yeah, it's going to be exciting.
That will be exciting.
Leaving
So
Friday
if
morning.
you guys are down there, make sure you look
Yeah.
for Brandon. He'll be wearing a split line shirt.
Yeah, Friday I'll probably have my split line shirt on, and then Saturday, who knows what I'll have
There we
on.
go. So I can see there's already people joining in on the live feed. Once
Awesome.
again, we are live on Facebook and YouTube.
Right.
And as always, we'll be on Spotify for those of you that like to listen to us while you drive. You
Right.
can't watch us while you drive. That's dangerous.
I mean, some people, put it up on their little dashboard.
yeah.
They want to look at our pretty faces. So
Yeah, I can't say that I blame them. I
Yeah,
can't say that
know.
I blame
It's
them.
hard.
So what do you think of the decorations, boys?
It's getting there.
It's getting there.
getting there.
We got the shock on the wall with the
Yeah.
Seal Saver product on it.
Little bit
Guts Racing.
a little bit of sprocket behind you.
Yeah, we
The
got
bear
the.
kind of scared me a little
The
bit.
bear.
But it's awesome.
You like those goggles on the bear?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
Hey,
awesome.
those are Jesse Nelson signed goggles.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. So
Hey, listen, reason because we're late, I had to go fish RJ out of the holler.
Got a little lost
You got a
on the
little
way
lost
here,
here.
but I know my way now.
yeah, we're good. We're good to go. So, man, let's get the show started.
Right.
What do we want to jump into? Fantasy?
Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and knock that out.
Hey, and guys, make sure you're chatting with us along the show. I got it up here. So anything you guys talk to us about, we'll respond and
We'll try and answer
we'll try to answer
best of our
the
ability.
best of our ability. If you have any questions for the legendary Mikey Waynes, make sure you send those in
Yeah.
as well. Like what it was like being an underwear model and
Right.
all
All
that
that
good
good
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So let's get into fantasy, Brandon. I actually did my research today, even on Rocky Mountain. So I got everything listed up right now.
So what you're saying, you did a half decent job this weekend because you got all 8 in.
I
So
got-
you really excited or what?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of easy. If you didn't get all 8 in, I think you had a problem this weekend because you should have known all
Right.
8 before you had to pick your deadline for your team. Right?
Did you get all 8 in?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still didn't win though. I
Yeah.
didn't even break the top 10.
Wow.
Actually, no, I did finish 10th. I
Yeah,
did finish 10th.
right on the 10th. First
Yeah.
time this season.
Yeah, exactly. Finally. Some of us don't pay for the expert picks. I think that's cheating, don't you, RJ?
It
Uh,
can be.
listen.
Yeah,
If-
that's Brandon's
If there's
secret.
an option.
So last
no,
year,
listen, experts. If you been listening to the fantasy podcast today, dude, the experts have been kind of struggling a little bit. So,
yeah. Well, they are struggling, but
it's like
I don't think it's a coincidence that Brandon all of a sudden decided to start picking using the expert picks, and then all of a sudden he's getting good scores.
hey, I'm just saying, it's like buying Hulu without commercials, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it's your choice.
Yeah.
You have
Maybe
the choice.
Maybe
Yeah.
he's getting lucky. I don't know.
I see Walker Taylor said that Vincent Harris and him are going hard all summer. I'm excited for those two. We
Right.
should have those two in the show at the same time.
Yeah, that'd be
sometime.
pretty cool.
That'd be fun to have
Yeah.
you boys in. So that'd be a good time. So in the fantasy for this week, GNCC 62243. Followed by Mr. Poopy Butt. Who is Mr. Poopy Butt?
I don't know. Is that Brandon Lemon?
It might be Brandon. I think it is Brandon Lemon, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Congratulations.
There's a lot of Mr. Poopy Butts out there.
Marty Seal Savers in third, Hammer 512 in fourth, and Let's Go Brandon in fifth. Man, Let's Go Brandon is doing better than the real Brandon
Hey.
here.
Gotta have the moral support.
Yeah. So and then for the overall throughout the season, Let's Go Brandon is in first.
Wow.
Yeah. Mason Mill at Silver at Seal Saver, a buddy, he's in second. He's good at this game. And then
Yeah.
Marty, his dad, is in third.
Right.
They take it serious. They take it real serious. I do too, but I'm just not as good.
They're just good at those West Coast picks. Wait till it comes to East Coast, and us East Coast boys, we'll get it done.
Yeah.
We could still make a comeback.
can.
AJ, I see your comment. He's the GNCC 62. Dude, you're doing good.
Yeah.
Tell us your secrets with your picks. It's looking really good. So, Brandon, you got the
I do
Rocky
not.
Mountain? Or okay, I got it up.
Jeez, you got it.
Dusty W's in first. Racer X169 is in second. Ronnie B 109 is in third. McCorvey is in fourth. Man, I should have pre-read these, I guess. Whitehair 746, wonder who that is.
Oh,
Is in fifth.
Oh.
WV Mad Dogs in sixth, and TMC NABB 137
that's
is in.
Tyler. I think it's McNabb.
Okay, there
Yeah.
we go.
McNabb. Yeah.
Yeah, so congratulations to you guys.
Yeah.
I'm doing terrible in both leagues.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's good to see.
nothing new.
It's good to see somebody doing all right. Hey, it happens.
Where was RJ? I didn't hear no RJ.
13th,
Oh,
I think,
13.
In which league?
in the Rocky Mountains.
Okay.
I'm like
Yeah.
8th, I think.
which is not too bad. In the I am pretty impressed with the amount of
Yeah.
pulp guys that we've had this year.
Yeah, I think we're at
So I'm
49,
excited.
I think.
Pretty soon we're going to be start talking about GNCC fantasy picks
Right.
here soon.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you guys have been
You up
sending
for
in
that?
your picks.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
So
Yeah.
you don't have to send your picks in until noon, the day of the quad race. Brandon and I are going to make a video here in the next day or so explaining the rules a little bit better. So if you want to hang on to your picks until a little bit closer to time, that's fine. And if you've even already sent in your picks, we will submit the newest picks of the bunch. So
Yes.
it's gonna be good. Hey guys, before we get going any further, make sure you like, subscribe to YouTube, share on Facebook.
Right. Just a lot of
Just
hearts.
share it up. Just share it up. Hearts and sharing. I like sharing buttons. Yeah. So we appreciate all that stuff, and we're excited to get into it. So what did you guys think of this weekend? Not too many fireworks at the Glendale Supercross, right?
Oh my gosh.
Nothing crazy.
Well, Tomac blasting out like a king
Right.
on the start.
I think that dude had like NOS off
Yeah.
the start, man. He came out there like a rocket. And speaking of rockets, I mean, Vince Freeze kind of blew up.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
I made an Instagram post
Yeah, I've seen that.
right before that, and I was like, man, if you don't like Vince,
Yeah.
like you're boring.
Yeah, you're
But
a Vince Freeze fan over here, I tell
at
you.
this point in time, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can support the cause anymore with Vince. I mean, the thing is like it is entertaining.
Yeah.
It's entertaining, but he almost killed Christian Craig.
Oh yeah.
Well, even Craig, he even said something before the race to Freeze, saying, "Hey, don't mess around," and he still did.
I if you watch the clip, we won't spend too much time on it because everybody's talking about it. But
Yeah.
if you watch it, it looked like he was going to the inside, and it was just like, no, not doing that line. Just pin it.
No, I mean, I watched it over and over and over again, and it looked like Craig really didn't get ahead of him until they were in the sand. And I don't know if it was just like he thought Craig would slam on the brakes because he was on the inside, or I'm not making any
Oh, no.
excuses at all because it was
Yeah.
bad. I'm surprised that he only got probation.
Yeah, probation.
That's
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, I guess don't touch Christian Craig no more, and he's all right.
Yeah,
He
Doug Kirk says he's going to have to wait until he talks to the boys in the pits to make his picks for the GNCC,
Oh,
which is a good
hey,
idea.
hey, that's
If you're there and you can do it,
That's
do it.
that's part of it.
Good
I'm-
strategy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do that. Stalk them on Instagram, Facebook, however you got to do it to make
Right.
your picks.
Yeah.
Because the first round's going to be like a crapshoot because we're going off of last year's top
Right.
20.
Or exactly.
So, I
there
mean, the
could
first
be-
round's going to be kind of crazy.
Anybody could win
So-
it.
right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, thinking about it, we're getting ready to talk about some bikes, but who was the first winner last year?
Grant.
Right?
Yeah,
Grant
exactly.
Baylor, Yeah.
Grant Baylor. And he's like, I think right now he's listed as like a 5 or 6 handicap. So
Right.
he would get like a lot of points for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
If
the
he
thing.
can
Is we
pull it
don't top out at 25 points. So
No.
we go over if they got 5. If they are a +5 and they finish first, that's 10 extra points.
Right.
We'll explain
We'll
it all
get it-
later.
we'll get it all good.
explain it all later. So yeah. Anything else covered Supercross before we get Mikey on the show?
No. I think it's going to be the Eli Tomac train. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not saying no. Are you guys counting out Cooper?
Yeah. he's
Completely.
done.
Done?
I think Sexton will be good.
I think Sexton will
Yeah.
be good. I think
He's 11
right
points behind. So
right now the easy choices are Sexton and Anderson.
Mhm.
That's the easy
And
clear
Tomac.
choices. And Tomac, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah. I mean to challenge Tomac.
Right.
But you have your outliers. If you had to pick 2 outliers, I guess you would pick Cooper and Roxon. I mean, I stick a fork in Roxon. I think he's ready to retire at this point, to be honest.
I just think he's had a bad start to the season. I mean, well, he won Anaheim one, but then after that, it's kind of went downhill. So he's been on the ground more than he's been on the track, I think. So I think that hurts a guy's confidence, and he's probably like, dude, I just got to get healthy. I got to stay strong. It's a long season. I want outdoors. I want all this. So I think he looks at it at that point, but then and then Webb's got all kinds of issues. I've heard all kinds of rumors about Webb. So I was really impressed with Mookie.
Oh yeah, Mookie. I mean, for sure. But you can't depend on Mookie's starts.
He was looking good.
He was looking
I don't
really
know if it
good.
was the track or the start. I mean, he started good the week before and he dropped back. This week he was like making passes, making moves.
he
I
should
don't know.
get better every week.
Right.
I believe.
Yeah, I mean, Mookie has the speed. Figuring out the new team, he looks comfortable. Isn't it weird that it's like everybody that switched brands is having a really good year? You always count on those guys having like a year of learning and trying out new things.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's kind of went the other way for the guys that stayed on brands. But it just goes to show that like it may not be the brand you're on, just a new kind of rejuvenation for your career as far as like Tomac and Anderson go.
Like we always say, most riders, especially the top riders, are head cases. And that's just the way it is. It's all mental. I mean, riding's 90% mental, I think, and 10% physical.
Yeah.
I would say maybe a little bit different, but a pie chart for you.
Yeah.
But
I like
a lot of
pie
these guys, when they switch, it's like a whole new board. So it like changes their whole mentality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what Cooper Webb was hoping for.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you listen to Bubba's podcast or not.
I did today, actually. Yeah.
But he was saying that he thinks Webb was getting tired. That's why he just fell over in the turn there the week before.
It's hard to see Webb getting tired, but maybe. I mean maybe the Alden thing is. I have a hard time believing that like he just left Alden and then forgot everything he learned there.
Well, he's got the couch on the back of his helmet.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I think that right now he's kind of frustrated with the team, frustrated with the bike, and I don't know. I think that everybody else that we're talking about up front, they just seem like they got more of a hunger than Coop and Roxon seem to have.
Well,
it seems like Roxon doesn't have much fight in him right now, even when he gets out in front, like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I mean, once again, also, I don't know how much you listened, but Chase Sexton and Ken Roxon are both still searching for settings on that new Honda.
Yeah.
Chase switched forks and all that stuff, and Roxon didn't do that.
Yeah.
So he's still having issues. Everybody's still having issues. The whole KTM team, they've had good flashes. Marv's been looking good. AP's had a second, and he drops off the pace a little bit too. So I think the whole KTM team itself is struggling with that new bike, which is understandable because they changed everything, frame, everything, wheels. So
are they doing that on the GNCC side too?
I'm not sure. I would say.
Yeah,
I mean, I said they'd have to, right?
Too. I would. Yeah, they have the new bike too.
I mean, it kind of almost seems like they don't really, they can't get away with using whatever they want,
especially when you're
especially when you're factory.
So I wonder, Ben Kelly, it'd be nice to hear from him, but if he's going to have issues like that too, switching stuff around, so it'd be interesting. We about ready for Mikey, or
let's get Mikey on the phone. So, man, I'm excited to break this GNCC dirt bike show down. It's going to be good.
It's going to be lightning.
It's going to be lightning, that's for sure. Hang on, let me get Mikey on. You guys go ahead and talk while I'm doing that.
Yeah. So, what do you think, RJ?
I don't know. I'm hoping this year I can do 3 to 4 rounds. Yeah. I'm hoping for the AM, which would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be.
Maybe you'll come with.
I want to. I'll listen. The goal is.
Hey, Mikey's on the show. What's up, Mikey?
Oh, just sitting here drinking a little whiskey, listening to the show.
I like it.
That sounds like a lovely evening.
What kind of whiskey are we drinking? Anything good?
Got an Evan Williams single barrel.
Ooh.
Tasty.
Sounds expensive.
No, it's an under $40 bottle. It's not bad.
That's what whiskey's supposed to sound like, really expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's good.
I'd like to cook with the wood chips.
The wood chips?
Yeah. That's my favorite.
you eat at TGI Fridays a lot, don't you?
No,
Jack Daniels.
No, I don't. I don't ever see anybody eating there at our TGI Fridays. Do you?
No, I've never ate there before.
Exactly.
You guys gonna have that
That's
Jack
where all the
Daniels
single girls are at. Maybe it might be Chili's.
Yeah, Chili's. That's where all the bros go, man.
So Mikey, what's new since the last time we talked to you about 6 days ago?
We're snowed in Indiana. Really just kind of going through the motions here. Got one more free weekend, and then it's on the road for South Carolina and some GNCC.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. I mean, we read the Toolbox Tuesday. There's a lot of movement going on. Yeah. We're excited, man. It's almost time. It's hard to believe that the off season felt so long, and then now just all of a sudden it's here. It's ready to it's time to go. Yeah,
it's go time, and if last year's big buck is any indication, I think it's going to be a good one. Everybody goes in there. Everybody's tied for the championship right now. So
yeah, there's no pecking order established yet.
Yeah, so it's a crapshoot, and you got your heavy hitters that everybody talks about. But hey, Grant Baylor grabbed the win last year, so can he be the the Justin Barsha of GNCC and go out and do back-to-back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it does seem like it's like a A1 type of thing where, like you said, there's no points, there's no nothing establishing the pecking order, and it's like guys they maybe send it a little bit more, and guys that maybe haven't felt like they had a chance for the championship, from the get-go, they try to really get themselves in good standings there. So, anything can definitely happen. We got a lot of good storylines this year, though, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Speaking of Grant, what about that big sponsor from Yuengling coming over for gas?
I think that fell through, actually.
Oh, really?
I could be wrong on that. I know they were kind of set up as a title sponsor, and I just saw yesterday, I think they announced that I don't know if it completely fell through, but they're definitely not the title sponsor now. So last I saw, they were looking for a title sponsor.
This is why we have you on.
Yeah,
exactly.
I didn't know that. That's sad.
Yeah.
That logo looked really cool on the bike.
I bet Stu I bet Stu got really mad and told Yuengling hey, can't be doing this.
Right?
I want you my sponsor.
He went to see if Bush would offer more.
Right.
Exactly.
Shoot.
Yeah. So I mean, going into the season though, we got Ben Kelly, Stu Baylor. That's a big story. We have
we got a healthy Thad.
That's exciting. I'm excited about that because it's with that it's kind of like it's getting time to where it's either time to do it or not, right? So I mean, Thad's right there where he could do it. He's got the speed, he's got the know-how. It's just a matter of putting it all together. And I think that if anybody outside of Stu and Ben believe it's their year, it's Thad.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that think it's their year this year.
Yeah.
I really do.
And with being behind Caleb Russell, for a lot of his career, he needs to show it, and show he's the best.
Yeah. And he's been training with Caleb too.
Yeah. That was big last year, I thought, because he came in with a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for Thad, it's one of those things that it's for guys like me and you guys to debate and talk about the rivalry that was Thad and Caleb, and Thad kind of squashed it. He's like, that was for everybody to talk about and the fans to hype up. He's like, they did get distant compared to what they were growing up, but I think it was pretty big of Thad going into last season to kind of, I don't know if humbling himself is the right word, but essentially humbling himself and be like, all right, look, KR, you're done. You're off in the sunset. Show me what I've been doing wrong. Help me get this championship.
Yeah.
And Caleb's like, all right, here we go. So, of course, injuries kind of plagued him last year. But I think the way that Thad finished off 2021 was exactly the confidence boost he needed to head into this year. And he's healthy. It really – there's no excuse anymore for him not to be out there competing for the championship this year.
No, absolutely not. Last year he only raced half the year, and half the year he had 3 podiums and 1 win, and I mean it was just, and that was him trying to get back into racing shape. So it should be it should be all systems go if he's healthy and good to go for sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, with that being said, we got Ben Kelly and Stu Baylor, those two, I mean, clear favorites for the battle of the championship. I feel like Ben, though, probably has maybe a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, probably because he's coming into the year with a lot of, people feeling like maybe Stu was the better rider of 2021 and just had some misfortunes that led him to not get the championship. So I'm interested to see how Ben comes out this coming year, and does he ride with a point to prove at the beginning, or does he stick with that consistency pays off in the end type of racing?
Yeah, I think Ben he's so low key when you talk to him. He's down to earth, and but there still stands out to me. There was an interview, I think round 11 last year at the end of the race, where Stu picked up another win, and Ben got second, and he was like, "I'm sick of seeing him win. I want to beat him. I want to beat him outright, and I want to rub it in his face." Essentially,
I think I remember that. Yeah,
which is he means that figuratively and literally. I mean, they get along off screen. People don't see them. Those guys are talking and sharing notes essentially about the race. but it's definitely become a rivalry. And thanks to people like us, we stir the pot even more. But yeah, I think both Ben and Stu have got something major to prove this year, whether they come out and say it or not publicly. I think in the back of their head, they're both thinking, I got to go out there and prove I'm the man this.
Yeah. What do you think, RJ?
Yeah, I mean, Stu, I want to see more. Hopefully he does more backflips on the finish line. But yeah, I mean, I hope he does good, and I hope it's a good battle all the way to the end, and we see like a great series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I really think like we all said, Stu missed some races, had some mechanical failures, and still was in it at the end. But I really think Ben Kelly, I really think he's going to be a guy that's going to be more consistent this year with race wins. I don't think Stu's going to be winning them all like he was last year.
Yeah, that's what Doug Kirk says in the chat room. He also believes that Ben's going to run his race, he thinks. And I agree. Ben seems like the type of guy that I'm going to run my race, and if Stu crashes and burns in front of me, that's fine. If he wins, I'll take it and see what I can do on my own. But like Mikey was saying, was that snowshoe when he decided like I want to beat him outright and prove a point? I believe it was.
Well, I think Ben won snowshoe.
Yeah.
Yes, he did win snowshoe.
Yeah, that gave him the points lead, which he had at that point. But it was kind of like, the big story was, hey, Ben, you've only got one win. Here's Stu's one. He won 4 in a row, and then he was the third, and then he won the last round. It was kind of, to me, that was the pivotal point of last year. Like, whoever won snowshoe, in my mind, was going to win the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when Ben Kelly won it, I thought, this is not good if you're Stu Baylor. Like, it's going to be tough.
Right.
And then, the controversy at the end of the season, of course, played a part. But I really think that was going into summer break. Ben Kelly was like, okay, I'm the guy. I'm the guy to beat. I know I can beat him. This is my championship.
Yeah.
I think mentally that was the pivotal moment for him. I think he took a couple steps back when we come back from summer break, and Stu comes out and bangs out 2 wins in a row. And it was like, you got to be kidding me. What have I got to do? But, Ben got it sorted out, and hey, he's the champ. Can't take it away from him.
Right. Right. And I mean, last year he was chasing down Stu Baylor at the end of some of these races. So it's not like he doesn't have the speed. You know what I'm saying? I just think some things have to play his way again this year. And I just can't wait for the battle. It's going to be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think some of those pros, they were racing the NEP Enduro?
Yeah, this weekend.
And he got what, 8th or 9th?
Seventh. He took 7th. Yeah.
Okay, so he had a tough race there, but
after that race, he talked about how he felt comfortable, but was just kind of feeling things out and was just happy to be back on the bike and riding in some tight stuff and working on a few things. So I don't know, these off-season races, how seriously do they take them, especially if they're not going to be competing for the points?
Well, this race is a points season.
Are they running the full series?
Yes.
They are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
I wasn't sure about that because you know how it is. You run an off race and you may not be competing for the championship.
Yeah. This is the first round of the national sprint. Like it's kind of like a sprint enduro. I can't remember. It's a national enduro series.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Hey, RJ, before we go on any further, you said that you wanted to give something away during the show, right?
Yeah. For the fantasy, for the GNCC fantasy, I would say either first or second, I would give either a gift card or a shirt from RG's Almost Heaven Harley Davidson.
Yeah, so we'll have to remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting. So make sure you guys play that here next weekend.
Mikey's all about the fantasy.
Mikey loves the fantasy.
Ready.
He's a fantasy guy.
Terrified.
There's a lot going on with that. So we're excited about that too. But going on through the field, I mean, Stu, though, we haven't really talked a whole lot in depth about Stu. I mean, Stu's in a really good place right now in life. Like he's got the Shoals complex. Just that place looks like a Disney World for moto.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Oh, yeah. All types of riding, not just moto. Like he He's got that off the woods track. He's got the all kinds of tracks.
I've had some friends when we went out to track 93, they talked about going out there and having blast, you know, and I've always wanted to go out there. It looks fun.
We're going to make a trip. Trip to Shoals.
Get you a dirt bike, Rod.
Yeah, right. I think they accept quads every once in a while, right?
Only on off seasons.
I've seen Walker out there. I mean,
yeah, well, that's Walker Fowler.
Yeah, it's Walker.
Not Rodney Cooper.
You better start training. Right?
I know, right? I know, right? Mikey, you know, it's a new. Do you feel like this is kind of like a new Stu that we're seeing though, like the business entrepreneur, dad life? It just all evolving, and it just seems like a new Stu is just kind of like birthing in front of us right now.
Yeah, these guys, I think, have learned they've got to market themselves. I spoke with Stu a little bit about marketing because that's my day job. I help boring, but I help companies with recruit advertising. So big companies that need to hire, they call me. I set things up for them, you know, social media campaigns, things like that. So he was kind of picking my brain a little bit about like, hey, what can you do? And I'm like, well, I really can't do anything for you directly, but here's what you should be doing to help market yourself. And he hooked up with somebody who's kind of helping him do marketing and kind of, you know, he changed his Instagram handle. I don't know about you guys. Anytime I'd go to tag Stu Baylor in something, I'm like, what the hell is his username? I can't find him. So just those little tiny things like that. And he's constantly got new content. It's relevant content. It's funny. So it's like, if he wasn't already the people's champ, what he's doing now is just solidifying him as the people's champ. And that means it's just going to be more people out there screaming their heads off for Stu Baylor on race day, which is good for him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And he's coming into this season. He's a dad now. I mean, just a lot of extra motivation just to be driving him. I mean, you see it across the board. A lot of dads are winning this year. You got Eli Tomac. Doing big things. Christian Craig doing big things. I mean, it's just the year of the dad life, and then Stu's even rocking the dad bod.
No, I was getting ready to say the dad bod's coming.
Hell yeah.
Mikey, we know you're in full support of dad bod life, right?
Mikey's hitting
absolutely. I love a dude that can go out there and, you know, wax the track for 3 hours and chug a Busch Light afterward. That's my kind of guy. So yeah, I can't be biased, but yeah, I'm a big fan of seeing stuff like that.
Yeah, Mikey's been hitting the gym, man. I saw his Insta.
Oh
story,
yeah, but he's still a lover of the dad bod.
Yeah,
Mikey could rock a 6-pack and then still look at Stu and be like, "You got it, dude."
Yeah,
yeah. Hey, I'm so old now. It's like I'm not too concerned about the weight. I'm not too concerned about abs anymore. It's like I'm 36 years old. I gotta let that go. So, like, as long as I can breathe while I'm tying my shoes, I'm content.
Setting goals.
You just got to get one of those big, like, long shoe. What are those things called? Like, where you like helps you put your shoe on or something.
Shoehorn.
Shoehorn. Because you're one of those real long shoehorns.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, another thing that like we've touched on a little bit is the NEPG round this past weekend. Stu won that.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, he came out on fire already. You know, hopefully he can stay away from the Gators this year and
the Gators and whatever.
Handlebar into the side.
Handlebar into the side.
That was rough.
Stay away from that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. If we can get out in a healthy class, you know, from the round one and go, it's going to be good this year. Because last year it was, you know, we lost Stu before the first round even.
Right.
And then the second round is when Thad went out, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, right before the second, because he ran a full fast sprint in Doro and had a pretty nasty crashes when Thad went down. So
yeah.
But yeah.
So, you know, I got all my notes down here and, you know, I have them in order and everything. And just like last year, sitting there in third place.
Oh yeah, the man, the
diesel, the man that just goes and does his thing and is amazing at it is Jordan Ashburn. I mean, is there anybody that is more consistent and goes kind of unnoticed than Jordan, Mikey?
Yeah, myself, Rodney Tomlin, and Jason Wygant took the brunt of Jordan Ashburn getting snubbed in a Racer X article. on the website to preview the season, we talked about everybody. Hey, Josh Strang, Kelly, Baylor, Thad Duvall. All three of us snubbed Jordan Ashburn in that first race where he got a podium, which was round 2 last season. I asked him, I was like, hey, were you upset we snubbed you? And he's like, yeah, very polite, always says the right thing. He said, yeah, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. I feel like I should be in there with those guys. And I'm like, couldn't agree more. And I'm going out on a limb this year, and I'm saying this is the year we see Jordan Ashburn get his first XC1 win.
Yeah.
When it'll happen, I don't know, but I think we see Jordan Ashburn take checkers this year.
Yeah, I'll second that, and I think he's going to be the dark horse that's going to win it all this year.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
That would be – I honestly don't know if anybody would – watching or anybody riding against the man would be upset about that.
Yeah.
I think if he won a championship, Ben Kelly'd be cheering, Stu Baylor'd be cheering, Strang, Thad, all those guys would be beyond stoked for him.
That number 3 just, with Eli Tomac and Daryl Earnhardt and all that number 3 just looks sick on there. And he's just there. Like all year, he's there. He's where he needs to be. So
six podiums last year,
right?
And then I didn't count, but there was most of the other races were in the top 5,
right,
as well.
So he's there every round.
Yeah, just a solid, just a rock, just always there. Kind of like Dungy-esque,
right?
Yeah. I mean, you start throwing wins in there. If he starts throwing wins with that consistency, you really need to watch out then at that point.
I think he was leading too, like a couple of the races.
Yeah,
I believe.
Oh yeah, he was.
So he can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Speed's there.
Yeah.
I think he was actually in second, and was the one round, and was it Ben Kelly that came through and passed him right there at the end in one of the last turns? So, he's right there. He's always up there mixing it up with them, and I tell you, there's something about him. You know what I'm saying? Like when I look at Jordan Ashburn, I'm just like, man, he's going to be a champion. Especially with Stu Baylor, and not saying Stu, you never know what's going to happen with Stu. He could take himself out real quick. And then Ben Kelly also couldn't take himself out trying to keep up with Stu. Mm-hmm. So that leaves the door open for Jordan Ashburn.
Yeah. No, I'm with Mikey. I do think that this year we see a win coming Jordan's way. Now, let me ask you guys this. I want to ask all you guys, what do you think over under, I'm going to say 4 winners this season?
I'll say 5 winners.
5 winners.
You think 5 winners?
Yeah. Let's see. Go ahead, Mikey. I got to count mine up real quick with my fingers.
Brandon's taking his socks off as we speak.
I'm gonna go with 5. I'll give you 5 winners.
Okay.
I'll really gamble.
How many did we have last year? I believe that we had 1, 2, 3.
2, Strang, Grant Baylor, and Thad Duvall. So we had 5 last year.
Yeah, we had 5 last year. I was
going to say almost 6. I think I want to go 6.
Yeah, you add Jordan in there. Absolutely. There was 3 guys that had 1, or I'm sorry, 2 guys that had 1 win last year. No, 3.
Yeah.
3
with Josh, Grant, and Thad. Yeah, exactly. Yep. You can have a lot of those situations for sure. All those guys have the potential to do it, and I'm excited to see. Like Brand, round 1 is going to be a crapshoot. I think.
Oh yeah, it's going to be good. Weather, I think weather's looking good down there so far. I know we're about 2 weeks out, but.
Hey, Mikey, is there any rumors of it's going to flood and they're going to cancel it yet? Have those rumors started?
I haven't gotten any messages yet, but that seems to be the common theme this time of year. Is I start getting DMs usually by like this weekend.
Yeah. Hey,
Mikey, give me the scoop. Are we going to cancel round 1? I'm like, you're asking the wrong person. I have no idea. I find out. Out, I promise.
So when we get these messages, do you believe that is like this wishful thinking? Is this guys that like aren't prepared? Like we're not quite ready for season yet. Can we cancel the first round?
Those guys are like me.
I am supremely confident that the same ones who are like, are they going to cancel? Are they going to cancel? That turn around and go to social media and they're like, I can't believe they're canceling. Are the same guys that don't even have the bike ready, that are wrenching on it like Friday night or Saturday night in a panic, like, oh my God, I'm not even going to make it to the start line. So yeah, there's always some in the bunch, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I see rain in the forecast. I'm like, I ain't riding.
Oh no, Brandon's a fair weather rider. RJ, you know that.
Yeah, unless it's snowshoe, then if it rains, it doesn't matter.
Oh, Brandon has already decided his bike will never see snowshoe.
No,
Come on,
I need you to loan me a bike, man.
Loan him one of the Harleys to ride up.
Yeah, you
Harley.
could do a Harley.
There you go.
I'll take the Harley Adventure out, man. That'd be
You're
sick.
Paint America.
Yeah, that'd be sick. This new adventure. Have you seen the Harley Adventure?
No.
That thing's nice.
Yeah?
It's got like air rod, like the suspension goes up and down for you and everything.
How heavy is it?
600 pounds.
Shoot. It's better than that moped Mikey rode to the gym the other day. No, I'm joking. He sent an Instagram picture of a moped in the snow at Planet Fitness.
Nice. I didn't see that, Mikey.
Yeah, this guy, I walked into the gym. This guy had a moped parked out, and I mean, we had every bit of maybe an inch and a half, 2 inches of snow at that point. But like, yeah, this dude was in a moped. I walked in and I knew exactly who it was because this guy was like 7 pairs of sweatpants and 5 jacket. And I wanted to give him like a free entry into a GNCC on that alone. Like,
Yeah.
the trail rider class, dude, just go rip for, have some fun.
Go rip your moped.
He could be a
I
mud
hope
flea.
Yeah, I hope that guy made it home.
Oh, I saw last year. I can't remember if it was like some local race or was it a GNCC that a street bike showed up on. Do you remember?
Yeah, it was a GNCC.
Was it?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember who
What?
did that.
Yeah. I think
Adventure bike?
It was
Like
on
full-
African Twin, wasn't
Yeah.
it? I think.
Yeah.
Honda African
Yeah.
Twin.
Fantastic. We
yeah,
had
that is.
DQ runs the pit bike race out here in Indiana, and we do like an open wheel class, big wheel class. We got for straight rhythm, we had guys coming out with Groms and running the straight rhythm on their Grom, just tearing the shit out of them, which was hilarious to watch. They must have more money than common sense, but it was a blast to watch them do a straight rhythm on a Grom.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome for sure. So getting back to the list, next on our list is Josh Strang. Man, we had Josh on, I'm going to say what, in the off season, sometime in December, right? And is there a nicer guy? Man, he is such a cool guy. It was so cool having him on the show, learning his story coming over from Australia and doing everything that he's done to get to where he's at. And I tell you what, last year, it's just like a plague of bad luck. And he finally, he got together for 5 podiums and a win, but it just seemed like there were so many weird things happening to him every round that he wasn't, he was up there and then would run into a lapper or something crazy.
Yeah, poor Strang, man. He definitely got frustrated there mid-season. I know it was like around 5, 6, something like that. Our camera guy, God bless him, Nick V, who's an awesome camera operator. He gets the shot in the pit, right? And he goes up the string, and String's like, nope, not having it. Get out of here. And Nick went to me, and he's like, oh my God. I'm like, hey, don't sweat it. He's just upset because, that's how his season's gone. It's been like feast or famine for him. So, yeah, I think Josh gets basically if Strang doesn't have some sort of mechanical, you got to count on Josh being there in a top 3 position when that 3 hours is up. The guy's just like the ageless wonder. He just keeps going.
Yeah, I mean, how cool was it at the end of the last season at the Ironman, seeing him and Thad battling it out to the finish line? That was a really cool, the veterans of the class took charge of that race and showed the pups how it was done.
Yeah, it's funny. All eyes on Stu and Ben, right? We get out there and it's the Josh Strang and Thad Duvall show.
Yeah,
and arguably, that Ironman, one of the craziest, nastiest, at least GNCC Ironmans we've ever had. So for those 2 old guys, it just shows you once you become that like veteran rider, it's like, okay, I got this thing whipped. I got this figured out. You young pups, go drown your bikes in the river. I got this.
Yeah.
It's like Paul Whibley back in the day on the Yamaha. Yeah. He was just like, he was always there,
Yeah.
I wonder if they're still finding bikes from that race.
Oh,
You think like every once in a while, like somebody downstream will be like, oh, hey, there's a Suzuki.
Little 125 buried in the bottom of this creek bed. Yeah,
that's weird.
Very
Oh shoot.
Yeah. So no, I believe that, at any given season, you take out the misfortunes and I mean, you take it out last year and Josh is right there in the championship hunt. I mean, you take out those weird scenarios and he's right there kind of doing what Jordan Ashburn's doing, but throwing the wins and throwing a few more podiums on top of that. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that, if anybody would be a dark horse for the championship, he would be my dark horse outside of the top two, Ben Kelly and Stu Baylor. I think that Strang could definitely take the championship, just depending on really luck, on the luck of the draw, if he has any types of issues or not.
Yeah.
And this is his third year on the Cowie. So
yeah.
I don't know how many more years, maybe 5 years on the Cowie. But yeah, I'd say he's probably need to get it going and try to get at least top 3.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I see also you have Josh Toth on there.
Mm-hmm.
That guy right there. I don't know if he was kind of like a Jordan Ashburn last year. He was bringing a lot of speed to the table and being in that top 5 a good bit, if I'm not mistaken. And I was really impressed with him. His speed has been coming along really quick, especially within the last year.
Especially for somebody, correct me if I'm wrong, Mikey, but isn't Toth somebody that focuses more, maybe his primary focus is towards the sprint enduros?
Yeah, I think so. Josh Toth is like, in my opinion, you watch him on screen, sitting beside Johnny Gallagher calling a race. I think Johnny points out Toth's technical riding style more than any other rider. Like, the guy is like 101 on how to get through hard sections. I think of like Howard's Hole.
Yeah.
And there was a lap where Toth came through in his absolute perfection.
Never even took his feet off the pegs, did he?
The Toth is just, if it's like that technical him against the track style riding, he is the man. Like, he is hard to beat on any kind of technical course. So yeah, I think that's kind of Toth's bread and butter. But man, I think back to like the XC2 days with Toth and Ben Kelly going at it. And I mean, they were carbon copies of each other. So yeah. I think Toth kind of falls almost in that Ashburn category of like, hey, once this guy figures out how to be up front and win one, you got to look out for that guy.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to somebody like Toth that is more of the he likes the full fast sprint enduros and stuff like that, is it developing the racecraft of being with guys, like battling for position, making passes? Because that's really not correct if I'm wrong, Brandon, but when you're in the woods with the enduro races, you're kind of against the clock. You're not really, I mean, you do have to make passes at some point, but it's not like a battle at a GNCC.
Yeah, you're right. You mostly race yourself the time. Of course, other people are on the track, and if you're going faster than them, you might have to get around them. But a lot of times that's more speed, and then you have some technical sections you have to get through. So, yes, I mean, it's just a lot of mostly speed and what she's really good at. So,
and you don't have to go for 3 hours,
right?
Which I've never done a 3-hour race. I've only done the 2 hours, and 2 hours is enough on a dirt bike.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the sprint, I think RJ hit it right on the head right there with you're sprinting. It's like Lane Michael. Lane Michael's a great sprinter.
Yeah.
He's got plenty of speed. He's just got to figure out that whole 3-hour race, and I think that's what Josh has to figure out himself.
Yeah. No, I agree. And speaking of Lane, that's somebody that as well is good at the enduro type stuff and in that sprint speed. And you see that at the beginning of the GNCCs. You see people like Lane and Ricky Russell are up there at the beginning of the race, and it just seems like they've not learned that 3rd hour yet. I mean, Mikey, what do you think? Like that third hour is really the biggest difference maker of a GNCC.
Yeah, I think that comes with a lot of times experience, and I think this is that year. To me, hit the nail on the head. Ricky Russell, Lane Michael, even Josh Toth. I think those are 3 guys that I've got circled of, all right, what did you guys do in the off season to compete in that third hour against these guys? Because we see them so often in that first hour, hour and a half, right there in the top 3 or close to it. And then somehow there's this big separation, this big gap between third and fourth, where it's like, where the heck did you guys go? So I don't race. I don't know what that mental block, that physical block, I don't know what it is, but it is so interesting. I don't know if they're just sprinting so much so early that they've not got anything left in the tank.
Yeah.
But it's bizarre. I mean, it's the equalizer essentially. And those guys know it. I mean, it's no secret. It's not like they don't want, hey, I'm going to go out there for an hour and a half, give it all I got, and then where I land, I land. No, they want that 3-hour pace. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of figuring it out.
Yeah, when it comes to like Lane in particular, it seems like it's he gives it 110%, and it's knowing when and how to give it maybe 90 and not go down, because it seems like a lot of his dropping off the pace ends up coming with like a crash or going down and breaking something on the bike.
A big part of it that you're not probably thinking about is lappers.
Yeah.
If they're out front, they're the first guys that hit the lappers.
Yeah.
So then they got to find the way around them. And we all know that this has been with all the big groups of sessions that we are getting with the bikes, the big entries, this is a big problem for these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why, is there still talks? I know it's not happening this year, but talks of making a third race, Mikey?
I wouldn't be opposed to it. Like, my schedule is already crazy on a weekend, but I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it. Like, the AM class sometimes is just insane. I mean, it's nuts how big it is. So it's, something to kind of do away with the single file wait in line, like you're at the BMV at the finish line, would be great. I know a lot of those, like, the Masters Plus guys are like, oh, a breather. But, you got younger riders, if we could split it up more. I just don't know if there's enough time unless we went to some, kind of a 3-day format almost.
That'd be rough.
That'd be really rough.
Which is difficult, because then you put people out of like, hey, I work a day job. I can't race on a Friday afternoon.
Be there Thursday.
Well, our local, what is it, Mount State Air Scramble, they're doing Saturday and Sunday, right?
Yeah,
that's a local.
Yeah. They've already went to a 2-day format as well because of entries, which is, I mean, it's a great problem to have, but at the same time, it is a problem. And you hear Stu Baylor talk about it a lot, where they're lapping upwards to the third and fourth row of these classes, which means that they're lapping what, 200 riders?
Yeah.
Right.
And when Stu talks about it, he's talking about how they're going at such a higher rate of speed that when they do come up on these guys, like the 3 of us, that they don't know, it's confusing for both parties.
Right. Well, because they're so fast, you don't even know they're there.
No.
Like, you can't hear them come, honestly. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Stu would argue that.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean,
I've been in a race with Lane Michael a couple years ago, and he flew past me like I wasn't even moving.
Yeah, and you didn't know he was there.
Well, he revved the engine real loud. So, I mean, I did hear him coming, and I kind of moved out of the way.
Yeah, that was like the same with me at a local Mountain State with McGill. He didn't rev; he just yelled a lot of profanities at me.
Right, perfect.
If you're Vince Freezy, though, I mean, you're not getting out of the way.
Oh, Mikey, what's your opinion on the Vince Freezy situation this past weekend?
I think he's a boat anchor from the start of the season. Like, he'll pull a whole shot, and then one rider will get around him, and then it's like he's like a brick wall trying to get around him. So like, whoever's out front, Christian Craig normally just is able to run away with it. Vince, runs block for him, not intentionally. It's the way it worked out. But I'm not a big fan. I don't know. I'm honestly not a huge Christian Craig fan, and I know that's horrible to say, but not in the 50s anyway. I don't know. He's had a weird career. I guess I should let him have it and enjoy it. But
he has had a weird career.
I mean, you don't bring a tear to your eye when you watched a commercial with his wife and him and all this.
I know. Yeah. That's why I feel like a dick. Like,
Don't worry. That commercial, he's making a lot of money off of Stasic, so he's good.
For sure.
He's good. It shouldn't bring that big of a tear to your eye, Brandon.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, here's the thing: the drama that Vince brings, I'm here for.
I agree.
Do we have a Vince Freeze in GNCC? Is there a Vince Freeze in GNCC? Anybody know?
I don't think so. I don't
You
know.
don't think we don't have one of those?
Maybe. I mean, maybe they're out in the woods. I don't know. Mikey?
I think Adam McGill might say there was one the last round at.
Oh yeah, he was pretty fired up about
that's
that.
true. On the ATV side, yeah, Adam might agree with you on that.
Right. I don't know. Stirring the pot. Stir the pot.
That's our job, though, right? To stir the pot, I guess.
Make it interesting.
So, hey, here's one thing that I'm really excited about coming into this season, though. Mikey, is this arguably the fastest XC2 class that we'll ever have?
Yeah. Yeah, no, XC2 is insane. And what's crazy about XC2 is Lyndon Snodgrass, he had these glimpses of greatness last year. I think we see him be more consistent. Johnny Gerard is lights out. I don't know if anybody lays out on the track as well as that guy does, like mentally, physically. I think he's going to be hard to beat. But then you got like Rui Barbosa. I'm assuming Cody Barnes coming back for XC2.
Mm-hmm. Mike Wachowski.
Nuts. And then you got oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. This is terrible.
Jack Edmondson.
Thank you. I just did an interview with him. That's terrible. Jack Eddy.
The whiskey.
Coming back into the States to race XC2. So that is just another player. I think it'll take a few rounds for Jack to kind of get acclimated and figure things out. But once he finds that speed with those guys, I think you throw his name in there as well.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of heavy hitters. And well, speaking of XC2 guys, what about Craig DeLong moving up to XC1? How do you think he's going to fare?
Good. I think he'll do good. I mean, I think that he's got the speed. I mean, he proved it this past weekend at the Enduro race where he finished third. I believe he finished third.
He should be able to get a podium, I'd say, at least this year.
Yeah,
you would think, yeah.
Top 5.
No, yeah, I think he's got the speed to do it, and I'm excited to see him go up there. I'm, with Johnny being on the XC2 row again. Do we see an XC2 overall this year?
Oh man, I see. I'll play it safe and say yes, an XC2 top 3 overall. I don't know overall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Johnny's definitely capable of that, no doubt. Especially when you get into like a mutter. Please God, not a mutter like Iron Man last year, but those situations.
A traditional mutter.
Where it's like, just take everything you know about how these guys stack up against each other, throw it out the window, forget it. Don't even look at the name on the jersey. Just whoever's out front is out front based on weather conditions. That could be a situation that pops up. You could see Johnny Gerard take one and then overall.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
if he like BS, Mikey, I go out and do it in perfect weather, perfect riding conditions.
I mean,
kind of guy he is.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, and you talk about Jack Edmondson, when he came over here in 2017 and just kind of really made a name for himself in the first 5 rounds before he got hurt. That's somebody that I'm really excited to see what he can do with, because a lot of the times these guys, if they're out there and they're racing against like Johnny Gerard, be able to hook up with him and run with him and learn that pace.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting to see these guys elevate themselves when they're on the same line.
Yeah.
Oh,
and this is his last year, right, for the XC2.
John, I would believe so.
So he can.
Yeah.
Because you get, what is it, Mikey? You get one chance to defend and then you have to go up.
I think that's how it is. I don't think there's an age thing on it. I think that's exactly it because, Craig won in 2020, came back to defend in 21, and now Craig's up into XC1. So I think you're correct on that.
Yeah. So no, it's going to be exciting this year in the XC2 class. XC1. I mean, do you want to make picks, Brandon?
Picks?
So you made me go first last time.
Okay, man, we're already at picks. I guess it is already 10 after 8.
Yeah,
Jesus.
and we've already been on for an hour.
Man, flying by. This live stuff's like really just taking us by storm.
Yeah, Mikey over at the Bottleneck Live Show, him and DQ just make it look easy.
Yeah, they do.
Thank you. Very nice of you.
Okay, how about this? You make it look fun.
All right, that's. I'll take that.
They usually have some whiskey in that show, don't they?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
That's why it looks so fun.
Rodney didn't bring the whiskey.
We were running late today, and Brandon's like, "Oh, you don't have all this ready yet?" I was like, "Brandon, I've been working on it since we left the last time."
No.
Don't you see all the wood?
Yeah,
geez.
it looks good. The set looks good.
It's warm. It's not cold, so we're getting there.
Right.
Brandon's not shivering over here and doesn't need a foot warmer.
So much better. Thank you, sponsors.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate
sponsors,
it. I could stay warm.
for a place to stay warm.
I don't
Because
feel like I want to get sick every time I do a podcast.
see, and then like we have like the kids in the house, it'd be too crazy in
Yeah.
there, so we have to be outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get the dog.
Yeah.
All right. So we're doing winner picks for the first race or the championship. What are we doing?
Let's do for the championship. Well, let's do both. First race.
All right. First race first. Okay.
You guys make your picks on the on Facebook as well.
All right. I go first. So first race first. I say Jordan Ashburn first. Comes out of the gate. I mean, Grant did it last year.
Uh-huh.
I think it's going to be a messed up podium this year. I think so. We go Ashburn, let's go Duvall, and let's go Strang. All three.
Jeez.
No Ben Kelly?
No Ben Kelly or
Ben
Stu
Kelly or
Baylor.
Stu Baylor.
Man. I'll say Thad will take the win.
Okay.
He won the last round last year, so I think he can do it. I'll say Ben Kelly second and Stu third.
Okay. There you go.
Did I take your picks?
No. You know, I'm gonna go with Stu. I think Stu's gonna come out on fire, and I think he's gonna win round one. And I think Thad's gonna finish second, and Strang third.
Strang third. Yeah, look at his paper.
Well, I was looking down through here, and I think if Strang can keep it consistent and keep it, I think that he can definitely come out and put it on the box round one.
You guys don't have no faith in the KTM, do you?
No.
After watching Webb, no.
Hey, Mikey, we asked this question before you got on. Do you know if the GNCC boys have to
Are running the 22.
like Cooper Webb and the Supercross guys?
That's a good question. I would assume so. The factory guy, sure, but I could be wrong on that. That's something I actually wondered about watching Cooper Webb this season because, I mean, there, like one of you mentioned earlier, there's some rumors going around, some other things going on maybe, but I mean, if it is the bike, if that is what's causing Webb to not be the Cooper Webb we've known the last few years, then which, off-road, people say all the time, off-road moto, oranges, maybe, who knows though.
Yeah.
So if they are running the same bike, they are a super ones, it could be bad news. Who knows? But when I thought Eli Tomac would be horrible on Yamaha.
Yeah.
And after one, I was like, right, Eli terrible on a Yamaha. I'll look at them crazy. Who the hell knows?
Right. That's what I thought. I thought it was going to be a disaster for Tomac on the Yamaha. I was just telling RJ that on the way in. I was like, I didn't think he'd do that good, but way it goes.
Yeah. Doug Kirk says first race Thad, Stu, Ben. Championship Stu, Ben, Thad.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna throw out a major wild card. All right. So since the factory gas team did not win the opening round last year, they watched the Milwaukee KLM gas team. I'm saying Ricky Russell takes the win.
Okay.
For Coastal Racing gas. Give me Thad Duvall second and Stu Baylor third with Ben Kelly coming in fourth.
Okay.
Just
Good pick.
Good pick. Yeah.
No, I like that pick. I think that Ricky Russell is definitely somebody that we talked a minute ago, has the speed to do it, has the speed to get up there. And it's what would be a better way of proving you got that 3 hours in you than coming out round one and doing it?
Right.
Yeah.
I just think round one is like Anaheim 1. You just don't know who's going to show up that day, what's going to happen. So that's why I went with Jordan Ashburn with like the off the wall, maybe get his first one right there off the bat. So that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Championship. Like I said, dark horse, I'd like to see Ashburn do it. But if we're talking Stu and Kelly, man, I'd have to say Stu.
Oh, I'm gonna say Stu too because I love Yamahas. I'm kind of biased against Yamahas, but yeah, I'd say Stu. It's gonna be a close battle, but if Stu can stay healthy, I think he can win it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, just a little limb, not major. I'm gonna say that Thad takes it this year because I think that it's time. Like Mikey has talked about. You read the Toolbox Tuesday. It seems like it's time for Thad to either
put up or shut up.
And I think we're getting down to the nitty gritty with his career, and he's still got the speed to do it. I think that he knows like the time is ticking, and that he needs to put it on the podium one final time as far as the championship is concerned. And I really do think that he could do it, and that's who my pick's going to be for this year.
And he's a West Virginia boy.
And he's a West Virginia boy. Got to give it to the West Virginia boys.
Country roads.
I think that is my pick too, because I feel like Stu's got a few more opportunities left in the tank after this season, whereas I think Thad maybe 1 or 2 more years, and then we see Thad ride off into the sunset. So I want to see Thad get one before he retires. But I will say, I think between Thad, Ben Kelly, Stu Baylor, I think your 2022 champ is whoever finishes every single race.
Yeah.
Necessarily has the most wins, but whoever finishes the most races.
Yeah. You got to be there. You got to be there every race to win.
Mikey, do you think that the guy that wins the most races will win the championship this year?
No. I think it'll be a lot like last season. I could be I don't know. I'm going to say no, just because of the way last season went. I still think back to when Stu Baylor came up to myself and Rodney and the Racer TV crew on Friday night and was like, hey, I want to do an interview to put on social media to say I'm not racing. And he does the interview. You could tell he was very upset. And I said, are you mad you're not racing this weekend? And he's like, ask me again at the end of the season. So once things kind of cooled down after Ironman, he's like, I already know what you're going to ask. And he's like, yeah, I'm pissed I didn't race that race.
Yeah.
I mean, the hole in his gut, for God's sake. But that's just the kind of guy he is. So I don't think we see Stu miss a single round this year, period. Like, I think the guy will have he could have one leg and 3 fingers, and the guy's going to finish the damn race.
It's honestly true. Like, that's probably the toughest guy that I've ever seen. Like, you see videos of him last year. Like that one video in particular that sticks out in my mind where it looked like he was laying on the ground unconscious.
Yeah.
And gets up like a zombie, gets it back on the bike, and does he win the race?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he does.
I mean, it's honestly uncanny. I've never seen anything like that before. I mean, to be able to run 3 hours and then do it injured, I mean, it's wild.
He's got a separate fuel tank for that 3rd hour.
Yeah. Now, Doug Kirk, I agree. Stu is hungry. He's a very hungry rider, and that's the one thing that scares me about my Thad pick is how hungry Stu is and how confident he is. I mean, I think last year, while it was frustrating and disappointing for him, it is a confidence booster, 100%. He thinks, I fully believe that he thinks he owns XC1 right now.
Yeah. Well, he does, speed-wise.
Right.
He's just got to do it every weekend and be there not getting hurt.
Because
that's his problem.
If you think of the boss daddy of XC1, right now it's Stu, right? I mean, it was Russell.
Caleb, yeah.
It was Caleb forever. Everybody looked up to Caleb, and Caleb was the guy. And it seems like Stu has stepped into that footsteps, even though he didn't win the championship last year. It seems like that's the persona that he has. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, no, it's definitely Stu's world. Like he even jokes about, he started putting a hurting on Caleb and he forced him out of retirement. So Stu definitely doesn't lack the confidence he needs to go out and win. And it's almost like every time they line up, it's like, okay, Stu's going to win this unless something happens to Stu or Ben Kelly finds a way. So I think he's definitely the favorite. There's no doubt about it. But I think at the same time, Ben Kelly knows, hey, Stu Baylor's the favorite. I'm going to go out and shut everybody up. So it's going to be a great season.
Let me ask you this. I've not heard very much rumblings this season. Does anybody know what Russell's doing this year?
Caleb Russell?
Yeah.
Drinking beer. Going to Cooper Webb.
Probably training his son, I would say.
Yeah.
No, I'm just wondering because like last year he didn't come up and show he didn't ride any of the GNCCs, and I'm wondering if you would see him ride a GNCC this year.
I know who you will see.
From what I understand, he took over for Charlie Mullins, training the guys officially for KTM.
Okay.
That was last I heard, though. That was toward the end of the season last year as to what the plans were for this season. I don't know if that's still the case or not, but I'm almost positive that he kind of took over training for Charlie. Then again, I could be completely wrong on that, but that was the last thing I heard.
Supposedly we'll see a Zach Osborne sighting a couple times this year. Not the first round. He won't be at the first round, but a couple times this year, Zach Osborne will. And then he was talking about maybe next year running the whole season.
Is that what you heard on Pulp?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't hear that part on Pulp.
Yeah, well,
I'm hoping we see Ryan Sipes if he comes back.
Man, that's a gnarly injury he suffered, though.
That dude's coming back,
He
though.
broke his pelvis?
Yeah.
Pastrana did, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are two gnarly dudes.
Yeah.
Two gnarly dudes. But yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting year. Fireworks are going to go crazy. It's going to be. Is there a band or anything? The first round, are they opening up with a band? I know sometimes they do that stuff. Do you know?
I have. Yeah.
Oh,
I know of.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you broke up there. Yeah, I know sometimes they do stuff like that. So
yeah, I'm not sure either. But well, Mikey, it's been heck of a good couple of shows, man. We appreciate you. Not one, but two preview shows that you've done with us this week. We appreciate your time coming on here and helping us break down this whole season this week and last week.
For sure. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We look forward to talking to you in the season, and we'll see you at some of the races, bud.
Sounds good, man. See you guys.
Those of you guys that make sure you guys go check out the Bottleneck Live, and as always, watch the Racer TV broadcast. You'll see our buddy Mikey on there.
Heck yeah.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
See you, fellas.
All right, later.
Man. Yeah, I think there's the field's getting really stacked. I think in the XC1, and you just kind of throw them in a hat. Of course, Stu Baylor and Ben Kelly are the favorites, like we've been talking about all show. But I think there's going to be another guy that's going to rise up to the challenge.
No, I agree. I think that this year is going to be a lot of tight racing in the front. The cream's always going to rise to the top, just like you see in Supercross, just like you see in any other type of racing. At some point in time, the cream's going to rise to the top. So it's going to be definitely an interesting year. And one thing that I'm most excited about, though, is playing the fantasy.
But you can't win it, though.
Why? Why can't I?
Because we won't let it happen.
We got to beat them, Brandon.
I just hope all that works out really well for us, but I don't know. We'll see.
No, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. And we got prizes. RJ's going to throw in some prizes there. We got Guts is going to throw in some prizes. Sunstar as well.
Awesome sponsors.
Seal Savers.
Yeah.
Prizes for all the not necessarily like the winners, but just like random picks of people that play.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy? It's February, and I feel like racing season's ramping up really quick.
Yeah.
Like we've already had a U.S. Sprint Enduro already. We've had the National Enduros. We got a U.S. Sprint Enduro this weekend and a full fast Sprint Enduro, and then GNCC for round one next week. It's like, dude, There's so much racing going on. I think we got, if I'm not mistaken, local rounds with Mountain State Hare Scrambles coming soon, and NX, not the Wexar, but the New East Coast is coming up.
Last year, remember the New East Coast was a snow bowl.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
You think we'll see that this year? I know there's snow in the forecast. Was it next week? I believe.
Is it next week?
Yeah.
Yeah. I only
More
care about this
snow.
weekend. And always snow. I hate the snow.
Brandon, you're such a fair weathered rider. If you go down to
It's not happening.
if
It's
it rains,
72 degrees
We thought
and
about that
sunshine.
last year. Remember, we said if you would race the AM, but he didn't.
no, you
No.
didn't.
I didn't. I need to. I'm going. That is the plan. I
I'd
promise.
beg him every year to race.
I
GNCC.
promise. As long as it's not a mud fest, I plan on running a couple.
Man, I tell you what,
I'm really. I didn't when I planned everything out. I didn't plan on the GNCC being the week after. I didn't even think about it like coming up. And I'm like, well, shoot, I keep telling Jonathan, we'll just park the trailer and then just go back down.
just stay down there for the whole week.
I wish I could. Work's crazy, but that's the problem, man. Like work and running all these series, it's really hard. I don't know how these people do it.
It's wild.
I just don't.
And then you and kids racing and
Right.
yeah.
I don't how people do it.
Hats off
How people do
hats
it.
off to everybody that runs the full series of all these
Right.
races.
Because you don't only just run that series. I mean, you have a couple that are just GNCC and that's it, but most of them run all their local, all their local races plus run GNCC. It's like, man,
We could do the e-mountain bike.
we could.
That'd be fun. I'd be down for that.
Hey,
That'd be cool.
RG Moto,
Spot-
they could have their own mountain bike team.
Good,
yeah, sponsor us.
What's up?
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
we'll go
that'd
out
be
there and
fun.
we'll go ride
I want to ride the big bore class.
big bore
Yeah.
mountain bike.
I
Or
think
you're
it's
talking
a
like
weight.
the amateur
I-
class.
Yeah, I think it's like a weight class.
Hey, my dad's got one of those Quiet Cat e-bikes. Have you seen those?
No, I
things?
haven't.
Dude, those things are 1,000 watts.
Gee, how fast does it go?
He's had it up to 35 on a main road.
That's crazy.
But when we were up at Watersmith, he did pretty good on the trails. But that bike, it's big. It's
Yeah,
big.
it's got those fat tires. And
It's got the huge fat tires. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun. But no, I'd like to get on an e-mountain bike and ride. Go over there to Watersmith and some of the
you're going to have to invite
GNCC.
him out. He's got one.
Yeah.
I got an e-bike. Yeah,
Yeah. Yamaha.
Yamaha.
Yeah.
I love
Must
it.
be nice.
Well, yeah, it must be nice. We
I
need.
only got 3 miles on it, so I got to put some more miles.
Oh, come on out. We'll go out. We'll go
We'll
out
have
to
to go
Waters.
out there.
Yeah, let's
Hey,
go out to
how are
Watersmith.
you doing on your miles? Are you,
On my miles so far? Well, this past couple of weeks has been hard with all the rain and the snow and
Yeah.
everything. I've done some miles in the house on the stationary
Stationary,
bike
yeah.
here in the past couple
no,
weeks.
do those count?
Yeah,
Oh, those count.
yeah, those count.
That's some BS.
Well, I mean, all miles count. So if I start getting low on my mile, because I'm trying to get
He's just going to rig it up, get that stationary bike, and just get there and spin
Overnight.
I'm trying to hit 1,000 miles on
I
Strava
saw
this year.
I saw your picture on.
So I'm trying to hit 1,000 miles, but if it starts getting dicey towards the end of the year, I'll just put my monitor on when I go get on the 450 downstairs
Yeah.
and go ride a few miles real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
But no, I think I should be able to do it. If I average like 25 miles a week, we'll be good.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least we got another guy to
Yeah.
come ride
There we
with us.
go.
Yeah.
But he can't be using none of that. He's going to turn that off.
I'll use the eco mode.
There we go. Use the eco mode.
You'd be like struggling, and next thing you know, you just see artists. What the heck?
Yeah, we got to go. It'll be fun. So guys,
Is
it's
that
been a
it?
good show.
Is it?
Yeah.
Man, that's really quick.
I mean, we've been on for almost an hour and a
I
half.
know. I feel like we just starting.
I know.
I see why Paul can go almost 3 or 4 hours
I
now.
know. Well, yeah. I mean, RJ, what do you got going on
Just
this year? Are you racing this year?
Yeah, I'm hoping to do some of the GNCCs, probably 3 or 4 rounds, like
Mhm.
the Beckley, the reserve one, and
Yeah.
Mason Dixon snowshoe. I'm hoping to do those, but
What about no Penton?
maybe I
Yeah.
had my best finish at Penton a while ago, couple years ago. I got 50th overall in the AM out of like 500 riders.
Yeah.
So that was my best I've ever done.
Yeah.
But, I'll hit those, and then probably just track 93 in Fairmont. I'll probably ride there some. Maybe get Rodney out there on a dirt bike.
You need to get him a 125 and just let him out there and just let it zing it.
Is there like a waiver you can like sign that says I'm not responsible for anything that happens to this dirt bike?
Maybe, I don't know. I might need a down payment for my bike or
The last time I borrowed a dirt bike, I returned it not so.
Brandon did that to me too a long time ago on the YZ250.
I looped it out. I looped it out hard.
I kind of looped it out. Kind of. I broke my leg.
Broke your leg.
It was bad. It was bad. But I was a trooper, everybody.
But now you love dirt bike.
I stayed. I stayed the whole day to let RJ keep riding.
You know, but somebody has to keep true to the roots here,
right?
So that's what
Hey, I had the four-wheeler out.
I know you did. You did. He came out. You got to come out here and ride sometime.
I know. I need to.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And what I would like to do is, though, how fun would it be to get a split line ride day out at Track 93,
especially since you got the Woods Loop kind of going. Yeah, I think a lot of the people would be cool to come out.
I heard the Woods Loop isn't wide enough for quads.
Well, he said that they were going to do it. I
did the loop last year when they first made it.
Yeah, you told me it wasn't wide enough for quads, right?
Prime and all them, but it was real skinny. Like you can barely get your handlebars through
it. Let's take them out, RJ. Oh shoot!
Just get a couple 4x4s over there, and they'll just run the saplings over.
Right. When I talked to him, it was supposed to be for quads and bikes. So maybe that was
Well, he did get a dozer, so he might start working on it. I don't know.
Yeah. You guys that are in the local area, in the West Virginia area, let us know if you guys would like to do, like, it'd be cool, like, get the split line crew out there and, like, have a cookout. And that'd be fun.
Yeah. It'd be nice. Be a good time. If they can put some landings on some jumps, I'll be even happier.
That'd be nice.
Like, a little bit taller, just so I don't hurt the knees as much. I'm getting a little old. That vet rider.
Yeah, I got the knees. The knees all of a sudden became a real issue last year.
You don't realize it, man. You get off a bike and you're just like, man, my knees. Like, where do these things come from?
Remember, just destroyed my ACL.
Yeah.
I always think about the downhill at Snowshoe when I raced. I think I've raced it 5 times, and every year going down to Howard's Hole, it's like you stand the whole way down. It hurts your legs after 3-4 laps of doing it.
Devin Masters says he's down for a ride day.
Oh yeah.
Hey, speaking of Devin Masters, he's going to be coming into sit in RJ's seat after round 1.
Cool.
So we're excited to have him in and talk some GNCC action.
Yeah,
so
that'd be good.
It's going to be a good season, man. I'm excited
about the show, man.
I'm excited about it as well. Thank you guys for joining us today. Looks like our viewers, live viewers doubled. Dude, I'm excited. How they may have all went to bed by now. I wouldn't blame them. Thank you to Mikey Waynes for coming on the show.
Thanks to awesome sponsors.
Awesome sponsors. We appreciate all of you guys. Guts Racing, Sunstar, Seal Savers, and maybe more to come here soon.
Yeah, support them, guys, because that's how we get our support. So support us, support them.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you guys as always. I couldn't believe how many people we had on the first show last week. I'm counting last week as the first live show. We had good audio. Everything went well. We had almost 300 views for that show. I think that's pretty good for the round 1.
And that's just live, yeah.
And our Spotify didn't go down hardly.
That's good.
So we're gaining momentum, guys. We appreciate it. This thing's growing because of you guys. So keep it up. And we will talk to you guys next time, right?
Right. I'm going to try to post some stuff, guys. So it's going to be awesome. And what kind of stuff are you playing?
Well, this is like Nolan's bedtime music.
I was going to say, like, you're going to put me to sleep over here. Jeez,
that's what I'm trying to do, right?
So it's been great. RJ, thanks for coming in, man. It's been awesome. We'll have you in again, I'm sure.
For sure.
And it'll be fun.
Yep.
It'd be real fun.
Can't wait for this commercial to go
Oh
off.
my gosh.
We're gonna get this thing
Jeez.
down at some point in time.
This guy.
Maybe I could give Brandon some responsibilities at some point in time.
Hey,
What do you
listen,
think? What do you think, RJ?
Yeah, he needs to.
Listen, he's the one
I'm
hogging
over
everything.
here just like
He's
hogging.
hogging it.
I mean, you're welcome to take it at any point in time.
Oh,
See,
there we go.
that's what he does every time. Every time.
Oh,
All right,
shoot.
guys.
Peace, guys.
See you guys.
Awesome show.
In our old van, travel all across this land, me and you. And we'll end up hand in hand, somewhere down on the sand, just me and you. Just as free as we'll ever be, just as free as we'll ever be. Travel till the city lights dissolve into a country sky, just me and you. Lay underneath the harvest moon, do all the things that lovers do, just me and you. Just as free as we'll ever be, just as free as we'll ever be, and ever be. No, we don't have a lot of money. 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 All we need is love. We're free as we'll ever be, just as free as we'll ever be. So we live out in our old van, travel all across this land, me and